Deconverted Man here. I'm not low enough yet. Here we go. Okay, that's better. Only my forehead matters. Okay, I found a video that's not worth making an entire video about, like an edited video. So I thought I'd go live and point the camera at the screen and just yell at the screen. So here we go. Okay, this is link the video itself in the chat and then in the description as I watch it, I guess, whatever. So do atheism, circular reasoning. Oh man, let me make sure that that's aimed at the. Oh wow, that's interesting. Is this even gonna work? I don't know. Okay, I guess. I mean, you know, I don't know. Maybe it won't really work. Okay, I think it's kind of working. Whatever. Do Christians use circular reasoning by quoting the Bible? It depends how they're doing it. But if they're using the Bible to argue for the Bible, then yes, they're using circular reasoning. So, yes, depending. Okay, and there's no sound. It's just music. So, just words on the screen. The common accusation that the presuppositionalist. Why? I mean, you know, I knew it was going to be stupid, but I mean, okay, whatever. Uses circular reasoning is actually true. Okay, well, thanks for watching, everybody. So they use circular reasoning, so they don't have logic. That was simple. Glad they admitted it. In fact, everyone uses some degree of circular reasoning when defending their ultimate standard worldview. No, they don't. This is a presuppositional idea that's false. So, all right. Who is this idiot? Voice of truth, whoever that is. Voice of lies is more like it. Okay, let's see. Even atheists and evolutionists, really? Oh gosh. So it's a creationist on top of it now. Who themselves are presuppositional. No, they're not presuppositionalists. Though not everyone realizes this fact. But calling it a fact, you know, you preload in your idea. You're saying that this is true. You're presupposing that this is the case. And no, they don't use circular reasoning. Well, they might, but you know, you got to give an example or something. Attack a particular argument. If used properly, the use of circular reasoning is not arbitrary and therefore not fallacious. No, it's never. There isn't any way to use it properly. It's a logical fallacy. Learn logic for the love of humanity. No is the answer to that. There is no way to use circular reasoning in a logical way. It's just not a thing you can do. Okay, so let's see. All right. Let's see. Skipping ahead. Contrary to what atheists say, circular reasoning is supposedly a valid argument. No, and not just atheists, but logicians broadly would all say no to this. Find me anything, anywhere that says circular reasoning is fine. Like in a logic book. Like, just show me. No, it's not a valid argument. The conclusion does follow from the premises. No, it doesn't, because the conclusion relies on the premise already being accepted. That's the whole problem with circular argumentation or reasoning. Is a logical fallacy only when it's arbitrary. No, it's always a logical fallacy, period. End of story. It being arbitrary or not, it's irrelevant. This just is bad logic. I mean, this isn't even like, where are you getting this idea from? You're just making this idea up. This is not found in any logical book. You couldn't put a truth table around this. You couldn't construct anything coherent with this. So, yeah, it's just no. Let's see. Okay. However, all circular reasoning is fallacious. See what I did there? I just removed the word not, and then this is fine. Certain standards must be assumed. No. Take this example of non-arbitrary use of circular reasoning. Okay, let's see if, again, it doesn't matter if it's arbitrary or not. Without laws of logic, we cannot make an argument. Oh, God. We can make an argument, therefore there must be the laws of logic. Oh, my God. No. No, that's... No. 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 Not every... I hate every... No, it's just... I gotta put this down. Just hold on. Just give me a moment here. You don't know what the laws of logic are, do you? Like this guy that made this. I mean... You have to understand how to make an argument. To... Actually, forget that. You have to understand what the laws of logic are. You have to understand logic before you can make any... Well, you can make an argument, but if you don't understand the laws... if you don't understand how logic functions, your argument's probably not going to be very good. It's like, yeah, you might know how to play chess, but if you don't know how all the pieces move, you're not going to do very well. And if you only know how the pieces move, you're probably not going to do very well. It's better if you have some strategy of some sort, you know, some sort of move set, then you're going to do better. So the laws or rules of logic, depending on how you read them, at least in classical logic, they'd be called laws, are not arbitrary. They're conclusions derived from truth tables. And you go, well, why were you using truth tables? Well, because you have to have a system to support it. So it's like, well, how do we know that system works? Because the system always gets to the conclusion, no matter, like, the conclusion follows. It's breaking my brain. It's like it's like trying to explain mathematics to somebody or something. It's like, why does 1 + 1 = 2? It's like, well, because that's how it works. Okay, so these are axioms. And I guess the presuppositionalist tactic is to attack the axioms themselves and say, aha, you can't really justify the axiom. That's the circular argument. It's like, no, an axiom is not a circular argument. It's just an axiom. That's how they are. But then they go, no, but that's a circular argument. And it's like, no, it's not. It's different. Because of the truth table. Well, how do you get the truth table? Because you have to learn logic. Damn it. Okay. Okay. I'm okay now. Are you saying there's no such thing as viciously circular? Special pleading to justify circular reasoning. Right. So, this argument, by the way, without laws of logic, you can't make an argument. Actually, you could. It just wouldn't be using classical logic, because there is other logic out there that's not just classical logic. There's this whole other thing. Yeah. So, yeah, where's my thing on it? I'm going to say... Where is it? Is this it? Modus logic modem. That might be it. Anyways, the point is, there's non-classical logic that challenges classical logic on the at least the law of identity, for example. Okay. So yeah, I'm not even looking at the video anymore. I'm explaining this. Whatever, fine. So the law of identity it should be straightforward, but it kind of isn't. So, like, this is a Pikachu. Why? Because that's what it is. It can't not be a Pikachu. And it's like, okay, well, if I take its ear off, is it still Pikachu? And then, you know, at what point does it know? Is it like, if I just had an eyeball, would it be Pikachu? No, it'd be an eyeball. But what makes it Pikachu? And so that's kind of what the law of identity is saying, in a sense. It's like A equals A. It's like, okay, well, that's straightforward because I know what the letter A looks like. But what if the letter A is big and the other letter A is small? Well, yeah, but the A is supposed to be a variable that's representing something in reality, like this is a hamster. Why? Because that's what it freaking is, and it can't not. The moment that it's not a hamster, like if you said, okay, well, it's only a hamster if it has 2 ears, and you take an ear off, okay, now it's not a hamster. Okay, if that was the definition that hamsters had to have 2 ears or something, that's not the full definition. It's a very simplistic one, whatever. But it has to be that. Well, the non-classical logic says, well, but A is never A because the variable is always different. It's a different space and a different time. You can't have something in the same place at the same time. So technically speaking, although it's a hamster, in the second after I showed you the previous hamster in time, it's kind of a different hamster because it's a second older. So therefore, the law of identity isn't quite true. And so to some degree, we have to then say it's wrong. Now, what that degree is, that's something that's debated among non-classical logicians. But nonetheless, you could use that framework and make an argument without needing necessarily that particular rule of logic. So you can still do it. So the first premise is wrong. Okay. Moving on. And by the way, that is I mean, I don't know if that's arbitrary or not, but I mean, what does arbitrary mean in this context? I don't know. Get to the next point that I can complain about. Okay, it stays on this point quite a bit. Here we go. Okay. This argument is circular is non-fallacious. No, yes, it is fallacious, actually. Use of circular reasoning. Since we couldn't prove anything apart from the laws of logic, we must presuppose the laws of logic exist. No, you don't have to presuppose anything. The laws of logic can be demonstrated without using that particular argument. And in fact, because that argument is fallacious, you would have to be skeptical that the laws of logic existed because of the circular argumentation being employed. So you can use something that is I guess truth tables are a subset of logic, but you can use something that's different to prove the damn thing works in the first place. And then you can go, okay, well, now we see that it works. The law of identity is a useful function, even if it's not 100% true, as the non-classical logician might argue. It's like, well, even if it's not 100% true, it's still very, very useful. And in the ways that it's not true are so insignificant or so minor that you might as well not mention them, or the only time that they'll come up is, in some sort of really detailed thing to do with, I don't know, quantum physics or something wacky like that or whatever. But usually you're not dealing in that realm, so it's really not going to matter, unless it does matter, okay? But for the most part, it's never going to matter, okay? It's like it's never going to matter prosody unless it kind of matters. There, you can quote me on that. Okay. Go back to the chat. Maybe chat has something. It's both Pikachu and not Pikachu at the same time. How do you know the laws of logic are universal? You're playing the part of the annoying theist. Well, actually, it's good. You don't know. You don't know that the laws of logic are universal at all. You only know that they apply to the universe that we can observe. Anything beyond what we can observe, we can't know anything about. So we don't know that. But it kind of doesn't matter. Again, like if we found, I remember this was reminding me of when I talked to Matt Slick and said, the rules of logic could hypothetically change. And he's like, well, then that means gobbledygook or whatever. He said some nonsense word. I was like, what the bleep? And the problem that he has is the same sort of problem that some apologists have with science constantly updating itself. It's like, well, how do you know it's really true if tomorrow it can be different? It's like, because that's not, we're not even really saying that it's really true. We're saying that this is the best that we know now, and that we're ready and willing to change that tomorrow. That's really what we're saying. We're not saying the thing that you're saying that we're saying. So if it turned out that the moon wasn't the moon, but it actually was a hologram, like some people actually believe that, because why not? Then that would change a lot of things in science. It would change a lot, and thus it might even affect logic, because we might say, well, you know, our universe as we understood it is actually this way, so we have to map logic to fit that new understanding. So it's possible that it could change. Now, it's doubtful, you know, but yeah. Yes, I talked to Matt Slick, years and years ago. It's on my channel somewhere. I'll link to that, because that will distract me from losing my brain with this. It's got -8 thumb downs. So you need to thumb down this video, because it's not enough. He needs more. He needs more hate. Not that thumbing down is hate necessarily. I mean, I don't know. What is it to be? I lost 5 subs. I had more. I got like some subs, and then I lost some subs. I don't know how anything works anymore. I just saw that, and so it can make it MATT there. Let's do that. Fuck me. Slick. Show off. Oh, this is great entertainment now. Now that's that's this. There we are. Here we are. Here it is. There the fuck it is. Fucking shit balls ass fuck. Okay, there's the link. There you go. Go watch that after I'm done ranting. Or you can do it now. I mean, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. Okay, anyways. Well, okay, so it's not... No, you don't have to use an argument that's circular to show that the laws of logic work. You can show the laws of logic work without that system. Anyways, whatever, moving on, and beyond that stupid point, just my God, I hate this. In fact, if someone were trying to disprove that the laws of logic exist, they'd have to use the logic in his argument, thereby refuting himself. No, you actually don't have to use the laws of logic to argue against the laws of logic. In fact, at no point in the classical logic and non-classical. So classical logic has the 3 laws, you know, let's see, my brain, this video fried my brain, so now I can't think anything. You have the law of identity, you have the law of non-contradiction, and the, what I want to say, excluded middle, okay? And so the non-contradiction and the excluded middle are really the only ones that non-classical logic doesn't really seem to have a problem with, per se, although there are some debates about them, like the wording of how they're framed and things like this, and you know, the fiddly bits of what a word means and all that sort of thing, or what a word has to mean, because we're using we're basically taking natural language and making it an artificial language by use of how we're defining the words so that everybody's on the same page, okay? Because natural language is an issue within logic. Anyways, point is, in non-classical logic, the only one really a lot debated about, although I could be wrong, the last time I looked, was the law of identity. And so to deconstruct that one, all you have to do is say, well, you know, let's just look at what it's saying, A equals A, but A here and A here are in different spaces, they're in different time periods, and it doesn't matter if it's a variable or not, because you can't reduce it to being the same thing. You don't really ever have an example of something that has not changed from what it was, because entropy is a thing. It's just like, well, but entropy itself as a concept doesn't change. So you might have, now you have the counter potential to that. But of course you say, well, the word changes over time. Well, yes, but the thing that it's referring to doesn't change over time. The only constant is change. So that would be a good argument for the law of identity, and then the non-classical logician would explode, I guess. I don't know what they would do. I don't know, honestly. So no to this, no to what they're saying on the screen, no to that stupid thing. You're wrong, and I hate you. Let's see. Go. Okay. Let's see. Get to. No, there are no standards that can be proven with circular. Nothing can be proven with logical fallacy. Period. Not within logic. It's just, why are you lying? Why? Why? I'm getting loud. I'm sorry. The laws of logic must exist originally. No, you don't. Oh my God, no. You don't even need to know what the laws of logic are to know how to debate. All you need to know is how a syllogism works. You don't need to know anything about the laws of logic. Okay, you don't need to know about that. In fact, no. You can learn everything that you need to know about how to debate without ever once knowing the law of identity, non-contradiction, or excluded middle. In fact, all of those are covered in the fallacies that you would learn by learning logic, specifically informal logic is what I'm thinking about, because that's more directed at normal speech that we usually hear, and less about syllogisms that you would normally face in more formalized arguments. The classical one, Socrates is mortal, and humans are, I screwed that one up. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Humans are mortal, Socrates is mortal, so no, that's not it. Whatever, the monkeys, lobsters. Okay, you know what I'm. Okay. I hate this breaking me. I hope you're all happy. Okay. You would still have a reason to debate. 1. Secondly, you could still debate without knowing about the laws of logic. 3, you could still do it without the laws of logic even functioning, because the fallacies in and of themselves would still be valid. Fallacies are still, they're still errors. It's like 2 + 2 doesn't equal, 10. It just, that's not how it works. That's just not how it works. You say, well, without the plus symbol, then it wouldn't work anymore. I'm like, well, no, because it's still you still can't get 10 out of 2 and 2 objects. Just, you can't. It's not going to get to 10 unless you split them up into little bits, and then you could get 10 objects, I guess. But then you're doing division. So wait, using division, you can get more. I hate math. Why am I talking about math? Okay, anyway, so yes, you would still have a reason to debate, and the laws of logic have nothing to do with it. This is a complete and utter misunderstanding of logic. Let me check the chat again. I'll watch it next time when I really want to get annoyed. The law of identity doesn't work in reality. Works for imaginary symbols. Damage one, both are different before and after. Well, Andrew, again, this is why non-classical logic argues against the law of identity. I do think it works in reality, in the sense that you and I are human. I would assume you're not a AI robot. Maybe you are. I welcome our new AI overlords, but nonetheless, it's like, well, what does it mean to be human? So whatever that means, whether it's a scientific sense or a philosophical thing or what have you, whatever at the core that means is that, and it can't not be that. So, whatever you want to reduce human to mean, that's ultimately not changeable. So in that sense, it does work in reality. But yes, it's more applicable to variables or numbers or mathematics. It would be easier to see. then again, you know, you say, well, if I take apart this blue sheep from Minecraft, like, when does it stop being a blue sheep from Minecraft? And you have the whole, you know, boat paradox and all that you can get really into. But it works well enough, but you don't really need it. But anyways, it's a syllogism. I hate you. Why? Stop it. Send hugs. A is greater than A. Yes, A came. No, don't do that. No, A equals A. Stop it. Left A is greater than A. Stop it. People are breaking me. The symbol that we use for ourselves, human, I'm human, human is a symbol. Human thing isn't duplicated, it remains the same. Yeah, I mean, yes, you can get into that. And that's why non-classical logic is a thing, like, that people debate, like, between classical logicians and non-classical logicians. It's why it's a thing that's out there, is because it is debatable, and it's probably one of the only laws that is. I don't know. Maybe you could debate the other ones. I don't know. But at any rate, it's useful enough. But yeah, you don't really need it to do all the other logical arguments or logical fallacies. You wouldn't really need to use it, and you certainly wouldn't need to use it if you didn't know those laws, or they didn't exist, whatever the hell that means, because they only exist because of our brains anyway. So is this like a metaphysical existence that this nitwit's talking about? I don't know. But yeah, you would still have a reason to debate. In fact, you still have reason. You don't even need a reason to debate. You can just debate because you feel like it. You don't even need to know how debate functions to debate. You know? Like this guy, he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's still doing it. I mean, okay, anyways. But a natural universe consisting, I hate everything. Everything that's coming, I hate it. I just know what he's going to say. Consisting of strictly matter in motion and random chance would not contain abstract laws of logic, and prove anything would be impossible. What? Okay, hold on a second. Okay. This is what you do to me. This is what you do to me. This is what you do to me. Now I have to listen to that Weird Al song. Okay. A natural universe consisting strictly of matter in motion and random chance, which is, I mean, I don't even know that random is a thing or that chance is a thing, but okay, would not contain abstract laws of logic. Why? Just going to assert that without any argument. Where's your argument for that? You need an argument for that. And proving anything would be impossible, which that statement is an appeal to consequence. So let's say that the abstract laws of logic don't exist. At least not in the sense, what does he mean by exist, right? Because there's two different types of existence, maybe more, but let's just stick with two for now. Okay, again, we're going to use the damn blue sheep. Okay, so this thing exists outside of my brain because, well, it does. I mean, I can't go into that right now. It's a whole thing, okay, but it's there. If you were here, you could hold it and test it and whatever. Yeah, I could be doing some sort of special effects to make it look like it was there. But damn, if I could be doing that, I certainly wouldn't be making these sort of videos. I don't know. I'd be making some cool video where I'm jumping in the air. I mean, why would I do that? I don't know. So at any rate, but the number one, I can't show you the number one. Like, I can hold up a finger, or I can write down a line and say, I can even say that's the number one, and it looks kind of like a, but there isn't a one that I can just have. That is because it's up here. It's in our brain. We can write it down. We can explain it to each other, but it's not like this. It's not a thing that's like out here. It's in here. So the natural universe allowed this brain to come into being. Didn't create it, didn't even know that it was going to be created or come into being. Universe had no idea about me, doesn't know anything because it doesn't have a mind. But the rules of the universe allowed for life to come into being on this planet of ours, because it just did. There might not be a because. The whole random chance thing, I guess that's a poke at evolution, I suppose, because you said evolutionist earlier, which, I mean, because you use that word, it's obvious you're a creationist, and I can't, that just means, it's harder to take you seriously. Let's appeal to the consequence. Say, okay, well, those things don't really exist. Okay. Now what? Well, it's impossible to prove anything. No, it's not. Not at all. Because you have other ways of proving things outside of logic itself. In fact, having a thing proves that thing. That's empirical evidence. Repeatable tests, like, oh, I can drop it and it will fall because that's a thing we call gravity, and I can, that's not a very good test, but it's a test and I can repeat it, So if I plug this R2-D2 body in to my computer, because it's a flash drive, and if the flash drive is working and my computer is working and all the ports involved are working, then it should be able to read the data on there if there is data on there to read. And if it doesn't, then something went wrong either with the flash drive or the computer, and I can figure that out using tests. So there's two ways you can find out stuff without logic at all. You can empirically verify it with sight, not just your naked eyeballs, but maybe you have a telescope or a microscope. Like we would need a microscope to see this guy's brain, and a telescope because it's so far away. Whatever you would call that, I don't know. So no, yeah, you could still prove things. Checking chat. Maybe chat will help me. Okay. Chat, save me. Let's see. This is so funny. Okay, then Jerry says something exists. Something can't come from nothing. Something is eternal. Well, what do you mean by this? Is distracting me from the video. I'll get back to you later. I'll eat you later. I'll ask you questions after. I'm not done. Look, okay, take a vote in chat. Do I go after Jerry or do I go after atheism, circular reasoning? 1 for atheism, circular reasoning. 2 for Jerry. Vote now. We're just going to sit here and wait until people in chat put 1 or 2. Which one was which again? One was the video, 2 is him, right? Or did I say it the other way around? Everybody won. So yeah, the atheism won. I think that's what I said. Whatever, back to the video. I don't care what you want. I'm doing what I want. Okay. Atheism. Oh, here we go. Atheism. Atheists constantly use circular reasoning. No! The following is one example. Oh, good. So it's gonna, like, if I was doing logical fallacies, it'd be like, oh, good, cherry picking straw man. Okay, what's your stupid example? Here we go. Just get to the damn thing. God. I don't believe in God. Okay. Therefore, good is not real is because it's applicable. What? Who makes that argument? Wait, what? No. Nobody makes this argument. Nobody. Somebody, maybe, but not me. I mean, so clearly, like I said, straw man. All claims to such are false because I don't accept them. Therefore, God does not exist. Okay, let's just make up what our opponent is gonna. So God. Let's reductio ad absurdum this. I believe in God. Therefore, God does reveal his existence to everyone. Anyone that claims that that's not true does so because they don't want to accept God. Therefore, God exists. No. This isn't an argument that anybody would ever use because it's not rational. Atheists tend to be rational, at least in something. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, every atheist is different. Every skeptic is different. Every human is bloody different. But as for, nobody says this. I don't think that this is an example that you found anywhere citation needed. Let's look in his description. Nope. Nope. Here's another example in his description. Let's go with this. This is fun. Look, example of well, I don't know how close I need to be to it. Oh God, can it even be seen? I don't even know if you can actually see my screen. I mean, like if I do that, let's move you down here. Let's move you down here. Let's see. Let's see. God, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm trying to see if you can see this or not. If I'm wasting my time, let me know in chat. Whatever. I'm wasting my time, but I'll do it anyways. We'll do it live. Anyways. Okay. An example of atheist circular reasoning. I don't know how the universe was created. Christians cannot know because atheists don't. Therefore, their claim to know is false. That's not an example that any atheist I know of has ever used, or ever, I don't think ever would use. So, no. Yeah, somebody said in chat, presups are just liars. Yeah, they are. But anyway, so moving on past the straw man, I mean, there's no reason to even respond to the straw man. The idea that God doesn't reveal its existence to people is irrelevant for my non-belief in God. The problem is I don't have a way to verify that it is actually God revealing itself to anybody. And there's the rub. And this is something like Craig Reed. I've talked to him a while back. We talked about the void, if you want to listen to that kind of sort of more philosophical conversation or whatever you want to call it. And, we've gone back and forth, and I've made several videos directed at him that he kind of responded to, but I think he keeps missing the point that I'm making. And I think I know where I've gone wrong, but hopefully when I talk to him next month or whenever the bleep it is, we'll sort that out. But he says, okay, I have this experience of God. Like I go in this prayer closet, blah, blah, blah. I have this experience. I'm like, okay, no one's saying that doesn't happen to your brain. What we're saying is we don't know where that experience is coming from other than your brain. We know it's your brain for sure. We know that. No one's going to debate that. But we don't know that it's actually coming from something other than your brain. If we could detect a signal coming in, then we'd have something to explore. But for whatever reason, if there is a God, it is undetectable. We can't see its electromagnetic radiation, radio waves, or whatever the bleep it's doing to get that information of that experience into your brain. So because it's invisible and we only have one answer, which is the brain, we can't say, well, it's something else because we don't have another thing as an example. And I've used this example before, but it is still, I think, a good example. And it's kind of harder now because my door is like way over there now. But anyways, if the door to my room, like the house is, I'm the only one in the house right now. If that door freaking opens, first, I'm going to scream like a girl. I'm going to get up, busting my poor headphones, probably breaking them in the process, going, ah! And I'm going to think it's a person because that's just how your brain works. Having explored after, freaking out and grabbing something sharp to defend myself, And if I see that it's no human, I would then assume an animal. If I don't see any evidence of an animal, then I don't have. I go, okay, well, something happened, but I don't know what. Maybe, okay, the window's closed, so it wasn't the air. Could have been the house settling. Could have been this. Could have been that. But if I suddenly said, "Oh, it's a ghost," that conclusion isn't warranted, even though I don't have, because, well, I don't have a ghost as an example yet. I haven't demonstrated that a ghost is even a thing yet. So it doesn't do any good for me to say, well, but ghosts can open doors. Well, how do I know what a ghost can do and can't do, for that matter? And it doesn't do any good to say, well, but you can't say that it wasn't a ghost, or you can't disprove that it's a ghost, because the burden is solely upon me to show that it's a ghost. I can believe as much as I want that it's a ghost. Maybe I even think I see a ghost, whatever that would look like, opening the door, but that doesn't mean that that's what opened the door. It just meant that my eyes or my brain, or a combination thereof, thought that it saw something that opened the door, and what that is a mystery. But we have plenty of natural, plausible explanations for what it could be. And just because we don't know what the answer is, doesn't mean that we know what the answer is not. And in this case, the answer is not something that we have not demonstrated to even be a thing yet. So until you can demonstrate God independently on its own, without talking about your subjective experience in your brain, then we don't even know that it's God doing that. For all we know, it's your own brain doing it to itself, because that's just what brains do. And that explanation is at least probable, given what we know about brains. That was a long thing to just refute that little bit. Let's keep going. Wait, better check chat. Make sure people are in chat. Let's see. Gary says hello to Wildheart. You're still voting, or that was a whole thing that I don't remember what number 1 and 2 was now. I think 1 was the video. I don't if I'm wrong about that, I don't care anymore. Anyways, yeah, okay. So whatever. Talking about ghosts. Great. All right. So next slide. The atheist concludes that the lack of evidence for another worldview is further evidence for theirs. What? Let me show you the screen so you can see the stupidity. Okay. No. Well, okay, this gets into the whole, worldview. What do we mean by worldview? Atheism in and of itself, yes, is part of a worldview, but is not by itself a worldview. I have some guesses to why theist apologists will say this all the time. Like, not all the time, but you know what I'm saying. Like a bunch. Apologists love to try to equal the playing field and do 2 Qs. You have a religion. You have a faith. You have a worldview. No, I don't. No, I don't. And no, I don't. But if we're on the same playing field, well, then we're both in the same boat. And, I don't have as much faith as you do, so I guess faith is bad, right? Well, yeah, of course faith is bad. Okay, well, then I should have no faith in anything. So I'm a skeptic. No. Well, what I meant to say, yeah, right, yeah. If you don't have evidence for your worldview, then you don't have evidence for your worldview. That doesn't mean that even if I had a worldview, that mine is therefore better because yours doesn't have it. It just means I have to doubt yours. And this also kind of lumps in all theism together, which is completely dishonest, because I'm assuming it's Christian. You've got the cross there. It says Christian. So this is a Christian apologist, presuppositionalist. It could very well be a Hindu or whatever. It just happens to be a Christian because, well, there's a lot of Christians on YouTube. Okay. And in the United States. Okay. So The thing is that all it means is I don't have any reason to accept your view of reality. That's it. It doesn't mean that I don't have an opposite, and I think that this is another kind of disconnect that apologists tend to have, is thinking that atheism is the opposite of theism. And I know that, I suppose you could say that in a way, but it depends. It's like thinking that there's a God, saying there's a God, or believing that there's a God is not necessarily the opposite of not believing in that. And that requires a whole argument that I haven't made in my head yet. So, anyways, no to this. Shut up. Example. Number 1, I believe evolution made man. No! I don't have to believe because there's plenty of evidence. And that's not the word I would use. That made isn't how I would frame that. Number 2, man exists. Number 3, therefore evolution is true. No! 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 Your example is another straw man. I mean, just... And if that was the only argument that I had for evolution, I would have to doubt evolution because the argument is incoherent and is circular, pre-assumes that evolution is making man, which I don't know that that's true because that in itself would require another argument. So there's a formal fallacy of failure to give an argument. Number 2 is the only one I can agree with. 3 isn't a conclusion, which should be C for conclusion. At least then you would have proper formatting. Not that you have a valid argument or sound, whichever one it is now. I can't even remember. My brain hurts. But it could, but no to that. No, I'm skipping. I don't know if I showed you the screen. You can see the screen later. Whatever, I don't know. There's the screen, whatever. Moving on. The same argument they accuse Christians of using, which is circular, they themselves use. No! No one uses that argument except for you! You made that argument! No one needs me. You're making that argument. Why did I do that? I'm all sticky with my own licky tongue, which is a Pokemon. That's not like myself. Ah! What else would I... Wait, what? Okay. You're watching Deconverted Man. We'll be right back after these messages. Sponsored by AdShare Plus, NordVPN, audio books, and all that other bullshit. No! Okay, evolutionists date the fossils by the rocks they are in. And they date the rocks for the fossils that are in them. No, that's not how that works. You're an idiot. And they start with the presupposition of the age based on their worldview. No, they don't. That's not how any of that works. But I'm no geologist, so I have to. I'm gonna go ahead and send that part to Steve, the rock dude, on Twitter. And I know I just did a fundraiser lately, and he says he doesn't need a fundraiser, but I'm worried about him. Like he said, he might need a butt probe or something, like to find out if he's got something bad, and that's not good. So he said he might need like $3,000 or something, but he has $3,000. But like if we give him $3,000, then he'll definitely have it. But I don't have $3,000 to give him. I don't even think I have like $1 to give him right now. So if someone else that's not me gives him money, that could be cool, I guess. But you don't have to, because he said that he had it. So never mind. Just instead you could be like, you could just tweet at him at Steven DJ Bakugan. That's his name now. He likes rocks, and that's all I know about him is he likes rocks. So that's that's his Twitter, and you could tweet at him that this video that I'm doing, and you can ask him about the thing. I'll do it right now. I'll be like, hey, watch me tweet this. Hold on. So here's me tweeting this. Oh god damn, how am I gonna support this webcam on my microphone? There we go. Okay, so here we go. Oh, okay. Hey, you are live, right? Oh god, right? Oh shit, fuck. Now, and I am whatever. This rock how? Back to the video. Okay, what's the next line? Bring it on. I'm almost done. Okay. Example. No, we already did that. Wait, no, it's another example. I believe evolution is true. 0 examples of mutations have been observed being beneficial. Somehow they must have been at some point, because I believe evolution is true. Ring ring. Hello, Outright Lie. You're not even going to call me right now, are you? Fine, be that way. No to all of that. Actually, there has been recently, they not only did they find examples of mutation being beneficial, but they recently showed that mutations create new information, which is something that creationists constantly say doesn't happen. So, no to your straw man, and nobody says any of this. That's not a thing that any scientist or atheist would say. And atheism is not equal to evolution. They're two separate. Evolution is a science, whereas atheism, I guess you could say, it's a philosophy of some sort. But nonetheless, this is the problem when you have a creationist trying to do presuppositionalist. I mean, it's really bad, because you have two things that are bad. You have one stupid of I don't understand logic, and then you have another stupid of I don't understand science. But at least there's nothing positive about this. So moving on. And by the way, if you want to know where that is, that's at 327. Just so you know. Let's check chat again. We have evidence for evolution forming humans. Presups, disgusting liars. Does anyone ever call it the scarecrow fallacy? No. Don't ever do that again. GoPro on your forehead. Milk digestion evolved separately and repeated in human populations. Yeah, well, but but God made milk, so therefore logic. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. Just keep moving on. We're almost done. No, we're not. I keep thinking we're almost done. On 3:47 and it's 4:09. Oh God. No, it's 1:58 p.m. Example again. Another. Wait, what? Another fucking example. Well, I'm demonetized for sure. Not that I've ever monetized. I believe evolution. I wouldn't say that, because I accept evolution is what I would say, due to the enormous evidence. We can't see evolution. It takes too long. Well, kind of. I mean, yeah. It must have happened because I believe it. No, nobody. No, stop. You're just Okay, here's the thing I can do. Now, maybe you can do it at home. So, you see my... Let me make sure that I can see my own. Get off of Twitter. I don't need to tweet any nonsense at Steve anymore. So, okay. So here's my fingers. You see the... hi, hamster. So I can do this with my finger. See? I can do it pretty much with every finger. Pinky doesn't like doing it, but it will sort of do it. So some people can do this, and some people can't. I can do it on this hand as well. Yay! What possible evolutionary advantage does that give me? I don't know. But if we were to say, well, evolution isn't a thing, then why would God give this to an atheist? Like, what benefit does doing that have? Like, okay, well, I can think of maybe a few if you're you know, like, for sex, maybe. Like, you could... But why would God care? Because I'm an atheist. Like, so why would it make me able to... Theism has no explanation for that. What was I doing? Okay, anyways. So, no to that example. Okay, moving on. Bottom line! Oh, good. Thank God. Thank the non-God that's not there for getting me to the end. Everyone uses circular reasoning. No, they don't. Just you. For their worldview. Nope. Christians, atheists, and evolutionists. Nope, nope, and nope. Actually, many Christians don't use circular reasoning. Just you. But it's not always fallacious. No, it always is fallacious. But sometimes it is. No, it's always fallacious. So accusing Christians of this is hypocritical. Even if true, being a hypocrite is not a logical fallacy. So, the Voice of Truth Productions. Yay. We made it. We made it to the end, my friends. My robots, my non-friends. Everyone else that's here, that exists in this moment of time. And those watching this long after whatever. Okay, so where was the thing that I was going to respond to? I promised I'd respond to it, and now that I'm done with the video, I'm going to respond to it. I have to find it now. Where's the thing? There we go. Something can't come from nothing. Something is eternal. Let's see. Can something come from nothing? Well, what is nothing? What do you mean by nothing? So here's the problem with that. What is nothing? Like, what do you mean? Like, if you want to say, well, nothingness would be an absence of everything. Does that also then mean the rules and of reality that we understand? Like, there's no physics, no logic, because if you had logic, you'd have a rule. So there would literally not be anything to stop something from coming from it, because if you say that that's not allowed, that's a rule that you're imposing upon nothing. And there are no rules with nothing. If you want to read more on that, I have a blog and a thing on that blog, and I'll link it in the chat room thingy, and you can read that. So let's see. Let me demonstrate it, he said. Who's he reading from? I'm reading from the video, Jerry. Whose video? I'll link it. It will be linked when this is like uploaded into YouTube thingy, and then I can edit the description. I'll put the video link there. But in the meantime, it's shit. I closed it. I'm stupid. YouTube. Let me go there for you, Jerry. Must not make Seinfeld joke. Must not make Seinfeld joke. Wait. Yeah, huh? There we are. Here we go. Here's the link. right now. Here we go. This is for Jerry. At Jerry. There's what I'm responding to. Let's see. And I don't see him proving how something can't come from nothing. Okay. And Wildheart said, screw me responding to him and just left. Fine. That's fine. That's fine. I wasn't done yet. Now I'm done. Okay. Now this is the end. This is the end of this, I guess. For now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my hope you enjoyed me having a mental melt on lobsters. 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 All right. Thanks for watching. We didn't have any empirical evidence, repeatable tests. We certainly didn't have a logical argument. So unless until we do, we have to be skeptical of the conclusion. So I'm not going to forget posting my own blog. Almost did, but I'm not going to. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's almost done. Almost there. Where is it? There it is. The no rules game. All right. Let's link that in the thing. And there's that. Okay, so thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that crap. I don't usually say any of that, but you know, I don't know what to do at the end of my things now. Usually I would fade off slowly into the darkness. That's the thing. Reason Vision Live, yeah, I was, but now I'm dead. Wait, no, I mean now I'm no longer. Goodbye. I'm ending now. You missed everything. Lobsters. That's the conclusion. And if Jerry wants to talk about nothing, we can do that some other time. Until then, goodbye. I'm done. You missed it. Yeah, you missed it. I'm sorry. Goodbye. I'm ending the thing now. No, really, this time I'm hitting the button.